Babble Trail. See what we got here. Doesn't look like anything. I guess somebody did take the sign, didn't they? A little background. I've been wanting to come here for a while, for years now, and I just haven't had time or the opportunity to come. And got a 3-day, had Friday off and the weekend off. So I decided that it would be a good time to go ahead and do this. So this morning I started reading the map. I had the map and I started reading it, and I discovered that you had to have a permit, which I think I knew, but then I forgot. But anyway, so you need to have a permit. So I called this morning when I started driving, and I spoke to someone at the, I believe it was the grandfather, something like that, part of the Forest Service, and she told me that you had to get them, like, you know, they sell out, or not sell out, they're free, but that they go quickly. And her advice was to do it like a month in advance. And obviously I'm going up there this day, so no planning at all on that account. So she transferred me over to somebody else, and they said, yeah, you can go to the information cabin, and it's first come, first serve. And starting at 10 o'clock, they give out permits on a daily basis. I guess starts at 10 o'clock. And she told me that there's a good chance that I could get in here and get a permit, because the kids are still in school, in the high school, I guess, in this part of North Carolina. Back in Georgia where I am, all the kids have graduated, all the high school seniors. But she told me that today is graduation day, so it's kind of my lucky day. There's not a whole lot going around here because all the kids are getting out of school, and there's a lot of graduations going on. So I drove up, I pulled up to the information center, the information cabin, and there was a really nice, I guess, forest ranger in there. And she filled me in, she showed me the map, she went over everything with me, she gave me my permit. And apparently there isn't anybody really in there getting permits, because I've only seen just a few cars even in here. The parking lot where I just parked, there was one car parked, and they came up and got in their car and left. So mine's the only car at the trailhead right now. And this is the beginning of June. You would think that it would really be full, but I think I just got lucky because school's not out yet. I think if I would have been here next weekend, I probably would not have been able to do it. So that's a good luck. So anyway, because going back on my story, so I was leaving the house and I was driving, and I'm thinking, do I want to drive, 4 hours and get up here, and then they're just going to say, oh, there's no more permits. So I thought, well, if that happens, I'll just find somewhere else to camp. But anyway, I got lucky, and I got a permit, so I am good to go. And so I'm going down the trail now, heading down towards the river in the Linville Gorge. And it is beautiful in here. Let me show you what the trail looks like to give you an idea. It hasn't gotten steep yet. I'm just kind of going steady here. It will drop here in a little bit. And I think it's going to go back up. I think I'm going to kind of go through a little saddle and then go over that last hump, and that'll bring me down to the river. And when I get down to there, my only choice is to take a right. And I'm basically at the northern part of where the Linville Gorge River is, where the trail is. And so I'll take a right and head south through the gorge. So I'm going to see how far I can go today. I just did that video on my chacos, and But I kind of made a change. I decided that I didn't know what this trail's like, and there is a lot of rocks. So I went ahead and put on my Lone Peaks, and I've got my my Skinners that I can wear in camp and if I want to go in the water. So that's what I'm going to do. Head on down the trail, and I hope you join me. I'm going to head on down the trail, get down to the river, and see what we got, see what lies before us. So here's a little view of the trail right here. It's really nice. Sun's out today, and it's supposed to rain, I believe, the next couple of days. Oh, and I think I did tell you, the road, I think once you go past this point, is really bad, and she had mentioned that it's kind of basically a four-wheel drive road. And I didn't want to go down there today and get stuck somehow, slide off the road or something. So I decided just to start here at Babel, and then I'll just hike south on the trail and see how far I can go. So I look forward to seeing that. So we'll start on this side, and maybe next time I come, I'll bring a four-wheel drive so I can get to the other side. But you can walk there in the gorge, so it's pretty awesome. And here's one last look at the trail before we head on down. Right here. She told me that the trail is not marked down here, so I've just got to watch my map close and kind of watch where I'm going. I can feel the temperature changes, kind of cooling down a little bit. All right, here we go. I'm heading up on the trail, and I think it's getting ready to open up to a view. So I wanted you guys to see it at the same time I did. See what we see here. The trail's been going gradually downhill, and there's lots of roots and rocks. Look at this. Wow. I don't think the video does it justice. Look at that. Get this up high for you. Pause to look at that. Goes way down. What do you think? That right there is beautiful. It was worth the drive up here just to see this, huh? I'm going to step forward a little, carefully, see if I can show you a little higher angle here. That's the direction I'm going to be going. Right down to the bottom of there. That's probably the other side of the gorge along these mountains here, along that ridge. We'll look at the map later and see about that. Didn't take long for us to get the views though, did it? Onward we go that way. One thing that you don't have to do is remind me to keep my eye out for snakes. They could be on the trail. After we saw that copperhead in that Chattooga River trip. So you've got to keep a close eye out. Alright, here we are, guys. Been going downhill, and it got real steep right here after those nice views. Pretty steep section. Right through here. There we go. Got lost, went to probably an eighth of a mile straight down. So now I'm back on my trail. I found it. Somebody just passed me going this way while I was catching my breath after my climb uphill on all fours. So I'm heading down to the river now, and I'll check in with you soon. Just be careful when you get to those rocks with that beautiful view of the river. Before you go down this part, down the hill, you're going to go around the right side of that rock. So don't forget that. Awesome power. It's water. Here we are, guys. I've walked a long way. Found two campsites. One was right next to another guy that was already set up. So I just kept going. Alright, found a campsite. Right off to my left is water. Right over here are the ferns. Just a lush forest. Look at that. There's some thick. This is the first semi-flat area that I have come to. And let's see, it might be hard to see, but right down there is a little spring. So I'm right off the main trail, maybe about 20 or 30 feet. And I went a long way. I was surprised at how far I had to go before I found a camping site. Campsites are not in abundance around here. So keep that in mind. I did have to go a little ways. But I found this little sweet little spot right here. I just got basically everything tied off on the rhododendron branches, and I'm all set up. So I'm gonna make some dinner and then head down to the creek, see what that's like, or down to the river that is. So that's the way it goes right now. Nice, quiet, quaint little spot. If you go down here, I will show you the campsite. There was lots of, it was like 2 butane gas things, some other bags, and you know, people just need to clean up after themselves. Might have already said that. Guess it bears repeating, because people think that they can just leave their stuff here because they're too lazy to carry it out. Here's my stuff. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a little review on this stuff. There are a few little things, so stay tuned for that. Some different videos. There's the fire ring there. The trail is right there, going that way. And the river is down there, probably a couple 100 yards, but no easy way to get there. Here's a little creek I was telling you about. Basically, this trail, it's just like a V. It's just like a V with a river at the bottom, and there's not any flat spots to set up anything. And there's not a lot of trees that are accessible because the creek is so, the trail is so narrow. It's probably 2 or 3 feet across the trail, as you've seen on some of these. So here's my little creek. There's actually quite a bit of water flowing through, which is really nice. Got fresh water right here. I was talking to Dee up at the information cabin, and she told me that the water, that I should get the water out of the side tributaries and springs, because the river water comes out of the bottom of the lake, and she did not suggest using that for filtered water. And look right here, look what I see on the ground. Little bird nest. See it? Yeah. Must have fallen out of the tree. You never know what wildlife is around you, do you? It's all kinds of things. Animals that probably look at you, see you, you walk right by them. Never see them. And you get those rare times when you do see them, and it's really special to see. So my kids are in Yellowstone right now with their mom, Jim, and Grandpa Jim, and they're going to see all kinds of animals. So I told them that I'll be lucky if I can see a squirrel. So we'll see, though. You never know what I might see in here. So that's where the trail goes. The trail's kind of hard to read, really. So you got to kind of watch close. I don't think I'm very far from the Devil's Hole Trail. I think it's just a little bit down. That's what I want to go check out in a little while. But I have not eaten today. I found this water bottle on the trail. It's full of water. So I grabbed it in hopes that I would see somebody camping and return it. So the water's still in there. Maybe I'll see him tomorrow. I can give it to him. How's it going? I'm glad I found my campsite, found a good campsite. I was kind of worried because the trail is like this steep, and the trail goes along the edge like this, and there wasn't any campsites. This is the third one I've seen, and I've probably gone 3 or 4 miles from where I turned off to come down along the river. Well, there might be a lot more down here. I'm going to go tomorrow and scope that out and see what I can find. I can hear the water down there. It's probably maybe 100 yards down. So I'm going to check that out. But the trail just kind of, it doesn't really go down right next to the water like I thought it was going to. By, you know, the way you look on the map. If you look real close, it's a little bit away. And but I think when I come down here, the Devil's Hole Trail should be down there a little bit. And hopefully I'll find a, if I find a good campsite there, I'll go ahead and move tomorrow. And I want to hike that way a pretty good ways tomorrow, heading south. So that's the way I've been going. I've been heading basically south since I turned off. I was going east, and when I took a right on that other trail where I got lost, when I took a right going the right way, it's just been going down along the river. Pretty nice. Feels good to relax. There's not any bugs, no mosquitoes or anything like that. There's been a couple of raindrops come down, but it's not raining right now. I went down this creek is pretty nice right down here. It's like a little teeny waterfall, so I went down and cleaned my feet and cleaned my legs off. And I just took my my cup here, my little Foster's pot. One good thing about these Foster's pots, you can just, you know, scoop the water and pour it over your head. That's what I did there. That worked out good. And I got my new Foster's pot. I'm going to do a video on that and show you that. Pretty sweet little setup I got right here. And I'll share that with you in a separate video. But it's been a more physical, I think if I wouldn't have gone past the trail and gone all the way down that cliff basically and came back up, it probably wouldn't have been too bad, but I was worn out after that. I mean, my legs, every muscle in my legs was cooked. So I just kind of waddled on down here. But, I mean, the trail is not too bad once you get going along here. There's a lot of rocks and roots. It's just continual rocks and roots. There's not any, like, there's a few little flat spots, but they're far in between. So, the Chacos are great for a lot of hikes, but I don't think they're good for this one. You need a good pair of, and not shoes that are too big. I mean, if your shoes are too big, your feet will slide in them, you know, going down the hills and stuff and going on the rocks. So a good fitting shoe, hiking tennis shoes will probably be just about the best thing through here. And the trail is beautiful. It's pretty well maintained, but there is a lot of, you know, down trees. You got to climb around in a lot of places. But you can hear the water the whole time. I'm just not on the water. But I got a great little campsite up here. I'm real excited about that because there's not really any good trees right here. These are too close together. I thought I was going to use those, but that didn't work out. So I'm going to cook up some dinner. I've got freeze-dried spaghetti Mountain House and having a sip of bourbon. And got some water. This is my food bag right here. I'm going to take it and put it, I've got a Z-Packs bag, a little dry bag. I'm just going to put all that into that. I'm going to put it up over one of these branches and put it up. I don't know if there's bears around here or not. When I talked to Dee at the place, he told me that, you know, you should hang that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what she said. I'm going to do good in here and, you know, behave properly. So anyway, talk to you in a little while. I don't know if I'll come back to you tonight or not, but definitely tomorrow. As soon as we get down to the river, I will show you that.